morning. Welcome to the Pearl Report. I'm Diana Lin. In a competitive society such as Hong Kong, the underprivileged can easily be crowded out. The government offers a myriad services. Many charities help out. Producer Gus Chan looks at how individuals volunteering as tutors or other skills instructors are also making a difference.
Every Thursday, Toby Pang, an office clerk, spends an hour in Yuen Long tutoring underprivileged kids for the volunteer group On Fire, which he learnt about in last year's July 1st march.
And I thought that, yes, I can contribute to the society this way.
In Hong Kong, many parents fork out thousands of dollars a month for private or group tutorials for their kids. An unfair advantage, Toby thinks, over grassroots students.
By doing this kind of voluntary teaching, we can give them back some advantage that they cannot afford.
Toby is among 4 On Fire volunteers here, offering maths and English classes.
One of the children, he doesn't have anyone to ask questions about English. I had the same problem when I was young, so luckily I knew how to look up a dictionary and look up other reference books. What we were doing here is basically giving them these kind of self-learning skills.
Toby himself grew up in a working-class family that couldn't afford a tutor.
I had to find some way to do all the revision myself and solve the problems that my parents can't even tell me.
All the way through university, where Toby majored in linguistics. 7-year-old Emily Lowe takes English lessons from Toby. She lives in temporary housing in Yuen Long while waiting for a public rental flat.
It makes me more sympathized about them. Yeah, more committed to try to help them to get out of these kind of poor conditions sooner.
Water leaks from the ceiling and the walls. We can't put the bed by the wall due to the dampness. When it rains outside, it drizzles in here.
The 4-member Lowe family relies on the 10,000 monthly wage of Mr. Lowe, a pharmacy worker.
My kid's English was really bad. We don't know how to teach her English and we can't afford tutorials. The pressure was huge. She was really confused and began losing interest in studying.
Mrs. Lowe learnt about On Fire from a street poster. She says after a year of free weekly tutorials, Emily is doing much better in school.
After going to On Fire, she tries much harder. She carries her school bag before it's time for class. We don't need to remind her. All the kids are hardworking. They love going there. She loves it too.
They treasure this tutorial chance.
Leung Ka-yip founded On Fire 2 years ago to give free tutorials to underprivileged kids. As a youth worker, Ka-yip encountered many grassroots families.
It seems the general public doesn't come in contact with them. On Fire tutoring a child from one family is a most direct, long-term connection with that family. We want to start them at a very early age and keep at it, make them feel studying is very important.
Hong Kong students get free mandatory education in government schools for 12 years. But in recent years, many elite schools using English as the teaching medium joined the direct subsidy scheme.
Since many DSS schools charge tuition fees, grassroots kids can't get in. The chances of upward social mobility for them are thus diminished. So generational poverty can't be resolved.
But Ka-yip recognizes the limitations of On Fire's 2-hour weekly classes.
I really hope they can get into university. I can't solve the problem alone. Everyone has to help.
So, Ka-yip regularly tries to recruit volunteer tutors, especially among university students.
Everything you own is given to you. In primary school, if no one taught you maths, you wouldn't know how to do maths. In secondary school, if no one guided you to think, you might not develop independent thinking.
33-year-old Kayyip grew up in a working-class family. When he was 8, the family couldn't afford to raise him any longer and sent him to live in a children's home in Thieu Kheng Leng. He remembers at one point failing every dictation and test in school.
I was very depressed. No one was able to tell me there's a better way to study. Inwardly, I thought if someone taught me to study, it would have helped me growing up.
Particular for those from working class, that they not just encouragement, they need some substantial support. They are under ambitious.
Last year, Professor Esther Ho did an assessment of Hong Kong students. She found only 35% of grassroots pupils aspired to attend university, and fewer than half of them aimed for a professional career.
They do concern that if they need to spend over $100,000 to finish their higher education, whether they will be an extra burden for their parents. Sometimes we think it's better that they can come out to work directly and then support the family. They really have much lower cultural capital, social capital, and economic capital. They really need this extra support from the community.
係初中定係小學？小學咯。小學就係功課輔導，咁就每日嘅時候就係1個鐘頭時間。
Last September, secondary school teacher Wilson Tang set up the Youth New World Center in Kwun Tong to give free small group tutorials to impoverished students.
Last year, government set a poverty line. A lot of research found out in Kwun Tong there's the most serious problem, the youth poverty.
One survey found over 34,000 youths in Kwun Tong living below the poverty threshold. So, Wilson got $3 million over 3 years from the Chow Tai Fook Foundation to rent premises and buy materials to give free tutorials to students getting CSSA or book or transport allowances. Yvonne Chan, a Form 6 student, takes 3 1.5-hour classes each week at the center in maths, economics, and Chinese, along with about 10 other kids.
The teachers can focus on us. It helps me a lot, and I have improved my subject, like mathematics. I feel more confidence for the exam or test. The center is one of my home now. As those teachers or center staff is so nice and kind, so I feel so warm here.
The center has about 50 volunteer tutors, including Wilson and his wife. It offers a range of courses. Manton Lam teaches leather production.
Grassroots family don't have a lot of opportunity to develop their interests, social skills.
The center also teaches flower arrangements, how to make desserts, play the ukulele, and gives career talks.
Some of friends are a lawyer and a banker from different professionals. They want to provide a class.
This is a good experience if students from disadvantaged background can have different exposure of different career. Inform them what is the possible way. It's not just like a dream.
Eventually, we can even encourage them to pursue their life goals.
In 2009, Chan Hong quit his job as a secondary school principal, earning $90,000 a month, to start a free one-on-one tutorial agency for grassroots kids.
This allows the volunteer tutor to develop a friendly rapport with the student, not only academically. Why are you upset? Oh, I was scolded. Or my dad did this or that. The volunteer can see their problems and teach them what to do about them. If you have 3 students, it's harder to build up a tutor-student relationship. Underprivileged students, including the academically challenged, aren't getting the support they should from our education system. This problem is serious.
Chan Hong is an inspiration for fellow volunteer Leung Kayyip.
The difficulty for the grassroots is in the growing up process. They don't have people steadily caring for them long term.
Actually, we need more people using different means to help.
Chan Hong is also developing an online learning platform for grassroots kids to ask questions about homework, with volunteers standing by with answers. They can also do revision using self-learning videos.
Chan will finish 300 videos by year's end.
Feeling firsthand the changes in the students is hugely satisfying.
Everyone works hard, not for their own interests or rewards, to nurture these kids to become well educated. This is such an immensely joyous feeling. I can't find it elsewhere in life.
We humans are wired to experience other people's. If you create a situation where you're helping someone and they feel better, or they laugh, or they achieve skills that they didn't have before, we're going to feel it directly, absolutely, clearly.
Coming up, volunteers behind bars.
To see the love they have for us as offenders.
I want to pass the message to them that in the future, engage in volunteering service yourself.
And diving for confidence.
Disabled people, the visually impaired, if they can dive, then nothing is impossible.
Stay with us.